Vanakkam, this is Oslan. Like in this video, I'm just going to tell you about what the automatic transmission are in the Innova Crysta. Like what are the future, what is the Triptronic features, and how you use those Triptronic, and what is P, D, R, and what are some of the features in this automatic transmission. So before beginning with, let me start the engine. Okay, so for starting, this is a top variants, and V and Z model has a engine start-stop button. So keyless, the key in remote sensor key in my hand, and just pressing this, holding the brake button and pressing the engine start-stop button, and the engine starts. Okay, and then fine, pressing the holding the brake pedal. This is the automatic transmission ASIN AC60E. This is a model gearbox model. ASIN is a subsidiary of Toyota. It's a own subsidiary, and ASIN is also the manufacturer for. It's a supplier for gearbox for BMW X1 also. So this is one of the leading brand in the manufacturing for torque converter gearbox. It's a pure conventional automatic gearbox. It's not a DSG, and also it's not a CVT. It's a pure automatic torque converter. Okay, and also it's not an AMT. Okay, so torque converter in the sense, like before beginning with it, just I give you the small overview. What is the torque converter? Torque converter is like from the engine, from the flywheel, like after the engine output is there. From the crankshaft it goes to the flywheel. From the flywheel it goes to the clutch assembly and then gearbox. This is what happens in the normal manual transmission. Same thing happens here. From the engine flywheel it goes to the torque converter. Torque converter is like a kind of impeller turbine concept. To the simple, what I can say is like there will be fluid will be there, centrifugal force. I think you might have heard this in the pumps and something. So what happens, like it forces a fluid to rotate, like there will be two shaft, input shaft and output shaft. Both will be independently connected. It won't be dependable. So what happens in the input shaft, like input shaft will be connected directly to the flywheel. So when the flywheel rotates, the input shaft rotates along with the oil. So when the input shaft rotates, it pressurizes the oil, creates a centrifugal force in the oil. So what happens is the oil also it gets pressurized, and the output shaft is being connected to the turbine. Okay, so what happens that that impeller, it forces the fluid to rotate, and it makes the turbine to rotate. I think you can understand that. So what happens that the turbine is being, that output shaft is being connected to the gearbox. So in the gearbox, what is like it's not like a DSG and or a manual gearbox. There won't be any kind of that slide mesh gears, constant slide mesh gears, synchronized gears, like as what is in the manual gear. It will be like a range of gears. Okay, so like 1 2 3 4 6-speed gearbox is like it's a range of gears. It's not a particular gear. Okay, so it range of gears in the sense, like initially there will be a small gear would be there, that's called a planet gear. Like just assume as a kind of sun and the planets. Okay, our sun is being surrounded by the 9 planets, Pluto and Neptune, Pluto, Earth, and so and so. Okay, so it's being surrounded by, same as that, it's a planetary gear set. The gear set name is called as a planetary gear sets. There will be the sun gear at the center, planets will be surrounding. Same here, sun gear at the center, it will rotate, which is being attached with the planetary gears. Okay, so what happens, like both the sun gear rotates and also the planetary gear rotates, and above the planetary gears there will be a ring gear setup. Okay, so I can't give the exact explanations by giving some kind of notes and something. Just I'm giving you the overview. So what happens is, like as all you know, for high torque, for the requirement of high torque, we need the higher gear to get rotated. For high speed, smaller gear needs to get rotated. This is what the concept of gearing system, right? So what happens, like when during the idling and during the startup, when you're climbing the hill, the high gear, high diam gear, like high dia gear will get start rotating, which gives a high torque output first, and then afterwards when the speed gets picked up, and for the high speed the low gear combinations will rotate. It will be kind of combinations. As I told you, the planetary gear sets, there will be the 3 gear sets for 6 gears, and also 1 small gear for the reverse gear. It will be the kind of combination. Okay, so let's keep this aside and let me come to this operation of the automatic transmission. This is automatic transmission. This is a P, reverse, neutral, drive, and sport. Sport is not a sport, it's a kind of manual mode. Okay, so P is like parking. So initially what we will do is, initially when you switch off the car and it will be in the parking mode, or else you can't switch off the car. Okay, I'll just tell you. So let it be in D. Okay, and I'll switch off the car. It will give you the warning symbol, and the infotainment system, it won't get switched off. If you switch it on with the brake pedal press, the engine it won't start. I think you can understand that. Okay, let me do it again. With the D, it's suddenly with the D, if you shift the, I mean like if you switch off your car using the engine start stop button, what happens is like your infotainment system, it won't switch off, and also it will show you the warning. If you open the door, it will give you that error signal, beep, that beep sound. It will show the beep signal. Okay, you can't get out, and also the vehicle, it won't move. Okay, that's one, and also you can't start the vehicle. I'm pressing the brake pedal and you can't start the vehicle. Okay, it won't start. So what we need to do is put it in a brake parking mode, and then depress the brake pedal and start, and then engine starts. This is some kind of safety features in the parking. And okay, let me start the engine. Okay, this is the reverse. Okay, when you shift to reverse gear, it will automatically, infotainment system will show you the reverse camera and the sensors and something. Okay, it shows right, yes, right. So let me release the handbrake, and you can see the vehicle moves backward. Okay, and this is a neutral. I think neutral, it's not necessary for for automatic transmission. I mean, we won't use neutral. And by the way, one more thing, like when you are driving in a mode, when you're driving a car, never ever switch the gear from D to N unnecessarily. Okay, so N is like for in case if you are in a signal, and suddenly if you're a signal and you want to start, you want to get rid of releasing the brake, just put it in neutral and release the handbrake. Okay, I think you can see. And unless or until, never ever just when you're gliding down the hill, and you may think like in our two-wheeler, what we do is we will put our gear in the neutral and we will just go down when we are climbing down the hill, like just for saving the diesel or whatever maybe. So in this automatic transmission, and just if you're in drive mode, just make it in the drive mode. Okay, and also I will explain about how that how we need to go down, how we need to go downhill using the manual mode transmission. Okay, and finally, like from D to N, just never ever shift to D to N while you are driving the highway. Okay, that's the thing. If you are in a signal, just do one thing, just put it in the neutral and put the handbrake. Okay, and it will be neutral. Okay, if you're neutral, your vehicle is free to move. Okay, so make sure to engage handbrake. Okay, fine. And right now in D mode is a drive mode, as you all know. Like it will move like based on your input, accelerator input, the vehicle moves. As you can see, the vehicle is moving right now. Okay, fine. And reverse, I just showed you. So coming to manual mode is like shift to you don't need to press the brake pedal. You can be in accelerator mode, you can be in D mode, and you can be in we say 140 kph, whatever may be the speed. So when you shift directly to the manual, this right side, it will shift to the manual mode. You can see the gear number of maximum gears, S4. So the maximum, this is S4 is a maximum gear at which you can start the vehicle, and also the maximum speed it can manage. See, as you know, like if the gear ratio comes down, the speed automatically drastically goes down. So fourth gear is a maximum gear where the vehicle can go up to like 100, 0 to 100. It can go, the fourth gear, the vehicle can go up to 0 to 100. It's a range of gears, not a gear. Okay, so right now I'm approaching a decline. So this manual is for just for sake of declining the hill. Okay, so I'll just show you how to do. Like for engine braking, we will say no, in our manual transmission car, when you are climbing down the hill, there will be a notice board like always drive your vehicle with the second gear engaged, right? So same thing happens here also in automatic transmission. That's the reason they had given you the manual gearbox. So just shift to manual and reduce the gear to 2 and 3. I'm reducing to 1. Okay, you can see. The vehicle is reduced. I completely released my accelerator, and the vehicle is just crawling. It's holding the gear. Okay. I mean, like what happens is like if you shift to 2, 3, 4, what it does, the gearbox will shift the gears up to 3rd and holds the gear at 3rd. Okay. So right now, I can show you. You can hear that sound, right? What we do in manual gearbox, like when you shift downshift the gear, suddenly the engine will hold the brake, engine will hold that kind of sound, the grrr, that sound. Okay, this is what happens in the manual transmission. So this, you can use this for downhilling, like from the hill stations. Okay, what I will do is I will do the same again. I'll go to D I'm climbing down the hill. Go to manual. You can hear that, right? And also the vehicle also slows down the speed. I think you heard that. Okay, same thing happens with the manual mode. This is how you use the manual mode in the automatic transmission. Okay, use this only when in the case of the hill station, when you are climbing down the hill station. Okay, and also don't use it for the highway trips, like you want a performance oriented feel. Like is not mean for performance oriented, it's mean for the people cruiser, right? You can cruise it at 100 120 kph and it will give you the better mileage and something. Okay, so always your mindset has to be the fuel efficient one, not this kind of performance oriented for in the case of Innova. Okay, that's it. I think I saw what I did. Okay, thank you.